Well, all right. Hello and welcome back to Talking Hoons and Talkins. We're pretty much in the middle of a quarnado right now. The whole world's been swept right up in it. We're all hanging out at home, steadily declining in our mental state, trying to keep ourselves busy, right? Built one shelf, so now maybe I'll show you that later on, right? But like right now, obviously, like hold your horses, like don't get carried away, right? Heater's going back there. I don't know if you can see that right there, that guy right there, this guy, that guy. So yeah, this has already gone on long enough, I figure. Got myself a little plan here drawn up. Let me just toss that down right here for you. Okay, so that kind of works. Okay, so there's the measurements of the other shelf we built. We're just gonna try to build this one to match. Makes it a whole hell of a lot easier just to build something to match instead of trying to like pull it out of the old brain compartments there. That's why I didn't really film the last one. It took months and months, so I'm hoping this one doesn't take that long. Trying to eliminate those horizontal lines, so if you see them, you let me know and I'll chase them off the screen or do something, or maybe nothing as well. I might just do that. Okay, so I kind of got her cleaned up a little bit. There's some spiders in here still, despite the garage reno. I'm not happy about it either, but what are you gonna do, right? So what I've done now is I selected the two best boards, and by best I mean the two straightest boards, which conveniently are not that straight at all, guys. That's what you get when Lowe's is going out of business, and then you go there and you're like, oh, I'll just buy up all their remaining wood at a discount, right? And then next thing you know, you get all these not that great of cuts, right? Even though they're project boards and they say they're precise, whatever, I'm not getting upset, I'm just saying, I guess. So yeah, I've got them lined up now, and I want to cut them to a height that the shelf's gonna be, because these are gonna be the side pieces, right? Bud, you're on camera, just leave her alone. So what I'm gonna do to save time is I'm gonna cut them at the same time, right? And even though I got a table saw down there, I'm gonna be using a circular, just because trying to keep that flat across the table saw is not that easy, but like at least with this table saw. Anyway, so first thing we gotta do, we gotta make sure that our rig here does not move around. To do that, we're gonna use these rigs, little C guys. Maybe I'll use a piece of wood, snapper. Oh yeah, snap them. Oh yeah. Let's see what I'm gonna be using these for in a minute. Conveniently, actually, on the first shelf, it would have been done so much quicker had we only decided on the stain that we wanted to use ahead of time and not decided the wrong stain. And then conversely, because we had decided the wrong stain that we didn't like, we sanded the whole thing for a second time to get it off. But that's neither here nor there, or maybe it is, or maybe it isn't, who knows. Tossing the C clump on here. Ah, now you get it, right? You can get a good clamp load on her, but without damaging the wood beneath. That's the whole key, right? Just so when we do the double cutter, we get her exactly the same length, right? But keep an eye out for that spider. Okay, so now we got it all strapped in there. Time to measure, right? Get out your trusty dusty or whatever you call her. So I'm pretty sure these boards are 8 footers. No, they're definitely not. They're close though. They're close to 8. And we want it to be 7 feet. Well, I do. I don't know if you guys do. I don't know if you care at all. Probably not. So 7 feet would be minus 1 foot. What I'm doing here is I'm just making marks at the 12-incher. Doing multiple ones here so that when we draw the line, we know exactly where the 90-degree area is off the drywall T-square. There's gonna be a lot of dead footage on this one too, guys. I'm sorry. Why am I sorry to you guys? You guys don't have to deal with it. I do. So now you can see if it's pretty much right in line where you want it to be, right? Get the drywall T-square out the way there. You guys can't see that line at all. It's wiping the coronavirus off of his own nostrils. Don't get upset. It's not actually the Rona. Okay, so I'm getting the Obi-Wan Ryobi here. That guy. No battery in him. Damn. Gotta find a 2x for maybe one of these offcuts will work. I don't know. Let's check him for right angleness. Right angleness doesn't matter. The straightness is what matters. So what I'm gonna do here is put this guy a distance away from the line that is equivalent to where this blade is gonna rest, and then it'll keep the blade exactly in line in theory. Okay, so let's get some other clamplies going. Take note, I'm putting one of these on the bottom still. Imagine you'll weld a nut on the end of this and you can just spin it out and spin it back in really quick. We're 5 minutes in, man. This is gonna be a long one. Lining her up exactly with that line there. I don't know how I'm gonna do it on this side though. I'll measure it. 1 inch and 2 ticks. Yeah, so what if I can't read Imperial? It's all right. The rest of the world should forget too. And by the rest of the world, I just mean the States, because they're the only ones who are still doing it. Come on! That's looking good there. Fuck! I can assure you I was not this accurate on the first shelf. But the quality of your work comes from adding up a bunch of little works, right? If all your little works add up to being good quality, then your big work will be a good quality. So now let's see if that's a right angle. So that's a right angler. So our measurement little scheme there worked. So hearing protection and eye protection, that's important as well. Depending on who you are, it varies in importance. Not because you are inherently less important, but more so because some people just don't care. Now you look like one of those air traffic controllers and probably yelling because I can't really see what I'm doing, or hear, or both, or either. What? Let's line her up, see if our little plan here works. Look at that, right? All right, so we've already had a mistake. We've already had an error. This was on the other side over there, so it's on the bottom. And when I cut through, I didn't support it, so it twisted. Ended up breaking that off there. So the project's ruined. Might as well just head on home, right? That's the end of that. So what are we gonna do, right? We're gonna glue her back on. That's what's gonna happen. After it sets, we'll fix her up nice and get her going. All right, guys, so it's been a while. Who knows how long, right? I was just upstairs talking to the old Da, right? Apparently he hasn't been getting the notifications about the Hoons there, so that kind of sucks, right? Obviously, the view count, that's probably 50% of it right there. So yeah, so let's see how this turned out here, guys. This is not gonna be looking good here, guys. I can already tell. I glued her on there, guys. I have to pry her off of there. Maybe get the old Snapone knife going. That guy there. Quarantine hunting knife. Who are you hunting in a quarantine, bud? Everybody's inside. Why are you hunting people, bud? That's fucked. Let's watch as the shelf gets destroyed before it even gets built. This is really hard to do with one hand. I might just get back at you. After I get that piece off of there, I'm gonna start with the sanding on those guys, which we're gonna go with a 220 and then a 400. You really need to go super smooth on her. Otherwise your wife would be upset when she's trying to stain her. She'd be like, why is this sucking right? I just like shotgunned a coffee before I came down here. That's why I'm getting like the throat business going. Just gotta hide the old identity. Time to get a dance off going, right? Get your dancing on. Anyway, got the mask on because it's quite dusty in here. It's got the Corolla. Now I've kind of got her sanded to the point where it's kind of like acceptable or whatnot. Last time I just built the whole thing, I just built it and then we sanded her after. That really wasn't great. So that's why I'm doing it this way this time. Now what I'm gonna do is fill some of these little marks and such. Obviously not caused by me. There were defects in the packaging or whatever. Fill them with wood filler, by the way. Stainable wood filler, that's more important. So it's not just wood glue. All right, so we're back again. Basically, there you go. I got some filler there. Filler there, filler there. I did the other side too at the same time. We're just gonna let her dry. Then we'll do the final sand on this guy. So that board's done. Now we're on to this guy. Well, all right. We're at the end of day one here. Doesn't really feel like we accomplished much, but we did. Who cares, right? Doesn't matter. You know, keep yourself COVID negative, right? Like, favorite, subscribe. So keep an eye out for that spider. Who are you hunting in a quarantine, bud? Everybody's inside. Why are you hunting people, bud? That's fucked. 5 minutes in, man, this is gonna be a long one.